Welcome to Dar Headlines. I'm Wendy Chen. Thank you for joining us. Coming up in today's show, we join US Tzu Chi volunteers as they take part in the 57th sessions of the United Nations Commission on the Status of Women. In Taiwan, Tzu Chi kindergarteners in both Hualien and Tainan learn to cherish food resources through outdoor experiences. And in our final report on Li Mountain, we see how landslides are threatening the lives of villagers and why they are ready to leave. In the United States, the 57th session of the United Nations Commission on the Status of Women began on March 4th in New York and will continue for 11 days. This year's topic is focused on the prevention and elimination of violence against women and girls. Tzu Chi is among some of the 6,000 NGOs who are attending the conference to present their successful story of the Tzu Chi La Romana School in the Dominican Republic.
In the United States, the Tzu Chi Foundation took part in the 57th session of United Nations Commission on the Status of Women held at the UN headquarters in New York from March 4th to March 15th. Over the past 14 years, the Tzu Chi Foundation in the Dominican Republic has been paving an educational road for poor children.
From school and seeing children grow up, we can see how important education is, especially in giving Dominican poor children a chance to leave poverty behind.
Because of the establishment of Tzu Chi School, it has turned an area filled with trash into a completely different place, giving the local residents hope, just like a beacon of light amidst the darkness.
On the first day of the seminar, Jose Villane, a Dominican volunteer, shares with everyone how the Tzu Chi Foundation ensured the lives of the poor residents in La Romana, located on the east coast of the Dominican Republic. After Hurricane Georges in 1998, a group of Taiwanese entrepreneurs arrived at this trash dump in La Romana.
Because most of these residents here pick through the trash for a living, so they occupy a space, and in the end, the space becomes their residence.
Tzu Chi volunteers from the United States and Taiwanese entrepreneurs in the Dominican Republic knew they had to help transform the trash dump into something else. In the year 2000, La Romana Tzu Chi Elementary School was born, and in 2005, the school saw its first graduating class. In total, as of last year, there have been 791 graduates. The school is now a Tzu Chi school with 100% graduation rate. Besides normal school hours, there are also evening adult courses and weekend high school courses. Because of the school, the poor children and the adults of La Romana now have a ray of hope. The vast trash dump has been transformed into a proper school.
I
hope to invite more local volunteers to join our ranks, especially after seeing the success of La Romana. I hope to use that as an example to replicate it in other areas and have more people join Tzu Chi.
Besides the good deeds in Dominican Republic, the help Tzu Chi has sent to Haiti during the earthquake received recognition from government officials.
But to take these items from people who were clean. You notice the Tzu Chi people are always very clean. Yes. And I don't have my uniform on and I feel bad. I brought it but didn't wear it.
The power of women does not lie in only being the backbone of the family, but also in bringing awareness of social problems to light. With everyone being tolerant of differences, we can continue to spread that great love to others.
At the end of February, a fire broke out at an apartment in Luzhou district of New Taipei City, taking the life of a 5-year-old child. The apartment owner, Mr. Ling, is also a Tzu Chi care recipient. Therefore, following the blaze, Tzu Chi volunteers were mobilized to help clean up, and his neighbors also showed up to give a helping hand.
In New Taipei City's Luzhou, a fire broke out in an apartment building, leaving furniture and appliances damaged. Tzu Chi volunteers arrived soon after to clean up and also bring their deepest condolences for the 5 victims.
Life is impermanent. The fire taught us a lesson that we have to stay vigilant at all times.
The blaze broke out on the 4th floor of the apartment where Tzu Chi care recipient Mr. Ling and his family live. Unfortunately, the fire took his 5-year-old grandson's life. Despite also being affected by the fire, the household on the 5th floor did not blame Mr. Ling, but felt grateful for Tzu Chi's help.
We have to first clean these damaged items before refurbishing our house. Thanks to the help of the Tzu Chi volunteers, we can speed up the rebuilding progress.
Besides some 80 Tzu Chi volunteers, neighbors also joined to help out. They formed a line to pass the damaged items onto a garbage truck, and within one day, the cleaning was finished. Despite being drenching with sweat, the volunteers were content.
I have retired, so if the society needs me, I will try my best to help out.
Thanks to the Tzu Chi brothers and sisters, the apartment has been cleaned up. We thought we couldn't complete it before sunset, but it seems we are ahead of schedule.
To the borough head, the neighborhood head, my landlord and neighbors, thank you for your forgiveness and care.
Showing their support for the fire victims, volunteers and neighbors all showed up to help. The affected household not only chose to forgive, but also vowed to join in further volunteer work. With the Tzu Chi volunteers' support, the community is once again united in love and compassion.
Moving to China, representatives of the Hualien Tzu Chi College of Technology visited the Xiamen Medical College in China on March 4th, where the two schools signed a memorandum of cooperation for future exchange. The newly signed collaboration aims to develop talented medical personnel in the future.
Under the leadership of Principal Luo, teachers and students of the Tzu Chi College of Technology paid a visit to the Xiamen Medical School here in China. Under the witness of staff and students, the two schools signed a memorandum of cooperation, making it the third school in China to sign such an agreement with the Tzu Chi College of Technology.
Before the Xiamen Medical College signed the memorandum for cooperation, two of their teachers visited the Tzu Chi College of Technology and were most impressed by Tzu Chi's humanitarianism.
Putting on an indigenous dance and sign language performance, music brings the students closer together as they discuss campus life in the two countries.
They told us about their life on campus, and I really admire them. The Tzu Chi College of Technology is so different from our school.
Each time I hear their sharing, I feel like my heart has been cleansed. I can let go of a lot of worries. Tzu Chi truly uses their great love to inspire more people.
By eliminating boundaries in education and combining knowledge and humanitarianism, the two schools hope to nurture more talented students in the future.
To help children learn to cherish food resources and understand the sweat and tears of a farming life, teachers at the Hualien Tzu Chi Kindergarten took their students out on an outdoor trip to experience a day in the rice field. Meanwhile, the students from the Tainan Tzu Chi Kindergarten were given the chance to grow their own vegetables. Let's take a look.
With the sun shining overhead, students from the Tainan Tzu Chi Kindergarten are following their teacher in the search of vegetables ready for harvest. Carrying fresh green vegetables in their arms, next, students search for tuberous crops. Although their faces are covered in dust and they used all their might to harvest the vegetables from the ground, this experience has had a profound impact on their hearts.
When I was harvesting the vegetables, I was very happy.
I want to thank the bees, the little bugs, and butterflies for making our vegetables grow so nicely. Students now understand that a good harvest doesn't come without hard work. Preparing simple dishes with their harvest, from the students' faces, one can tell. Having experienced the planting and harvesting to the cooking of their own crops, these students have nurtured an appreciation for their food. What are the students of the Hualien City Kindergarten up to today? Blessed with good weather, students of the Hualien City Kindergarten are having a go at planting rice seedlings.
We have to be careful when we plant the rice seedlings. If we find a nice spot for them, they can grow nice and tall.
With a respectful heart, students carefully plant each rice seedling into the earth. From the classroom to the outdoors, with small seedlings in hand, teachers assist students as they plant the rice seedling into the earth. Nowadays, children don't eat rice so much as they don't like it that much. Hopefully, through this time, the children can come to know that each grain of rice doesn't come easy. We want them to nurture a grateful and appreciative heart. As students plant each seedling into the earth, a seed of compassion has also been planted in their hearts, and it is hoped that one day this compassion will blossom into great love.
In Thailand, the Chiang Mai Tzu Chi School held a graduation ceremony where 110 graduates served tea to their parents as a way to express their gratitude. Teachers and students also put on the musical rendition of the Sutra of Profound Gratitude to Parents to remind the graduates the importance of filial piety.
Honorably serving tea to parents are the graduates of the Chiang Mai Tzu Chi School in Thailand, where they learn not only their own tradition, but also the Chinese culture.
At Tzu Chi School, we not only teach the students the traditions of Chinese culture, but also the native culture. This is very important in running an overseas school.
On the day of the graduation ceremony, teachers and students put on the musical rendition of the Sutra of Profound Gratitude to Parents, which inspires the graduates to fulfill their filial duties.
Parents can truly feel their children's gratitude on this day. When my child said thank you to me, I was really moved, and I feel all the effort I put in has been worthwhile.
At the evening function, students and teachers reflect on the times they have shared in the past years. Later, teachers and volunteers present their heartfelt blessings, wishing the graduates all a promising future.
The 2013 Taiwan Lantern Festival is held in Hsinchu this year and recruited volunteers from schools, businesses and Tzu Chi to join in to help keep the festival grounds clean. Volunteers range from 16-year-old students to an 83-year-old retired teacher, with all united in the goal of promoting environmental concepts to festival goers.
Taiwan's 2013 Lantern Festival was moved to Hsinchu, where besides the influx of people, there is also an added amount of trash in the area. For many, the success of the festival lay in convincing fairgoers to put trash in bins and sort recyclables. Hsinchu County thanks the 8,000 recycling volunteers that helps out during the event, which includes students, community residents, and working professionals. Everyone is united in spreading the message of environmentalism. A Tzu Chi volunteer demonstrates the most effective method in achieving the greatest yield of recyclable value.
Tzu does a great job in promoting environmental concepts and good at guiding others to follow in its footsteps. The cleanliness of the festival grounds has been well received by the members of public.
We are just doing what we do every day, but the difference is that we are using the opportunity of this festival to promote environmental concepts to more people.
In promoting environmental concepts to more people, Tzu volunteers hope to beautify not only the Lantern Festival, but also the hearts of fairgoers.
In our final report on the changing faces of Mount Lee, we visit two villages of the Taiya tribe that record one of the highest rates of landslides in the area. Faced with an environment that becomes deadly with every heavy rain or typhoon, tribe members from both of the villages are ready to move to safer places, even if it means leaving behind their ancestral homes. Here's more.
Although this young one loves to play ball at home, it's not so easy for him as the floor in his house is anything but level. In fact, if you take a closer look, you will see that the entire house now sits at an angle.
In the last few years, every time we get heavy rains or typhoons, the volume of the water that starts to flow down from the hill behind us becomes huge.
This is a continual worry for all the residents here at Devoy Village, as the land has been sliding downward at a rate of 42 centimeters a year, affecting every structure or home along the way. This collapsed wall was the result of last week's rain, while the concrete sidewalk in front of the house is a spiderweb of cracks.
The distance between the road and my house used to be 4 steps. Now, 10 years later, it is only 1 step. In a few more years, that step will probably be gone, and the house will maybe be lower than the road.
Miss Zhong's house used to sit higher than the road, but in a few short years, her house looks like the Leaning Tower of Pisa.
10 years ago, when we built the house, it was even here. You can see how the foundational supports are sticking out. If the land continues to sink, the whole house might collapse one day.
In addition to landslides, with the Dajia River basin located right below the village, the tribe also faces the danger of the whole area collapsing into the river below. Thus, with every typhoon or strong rain, residents evacuate. This has led many to support the idea of relocating.
98% of our residents support relocating.
A similar scenario is to be found at the Kayu village, 12 kilometers down the road.
Hopefully these things can get organized quickly so we can safely move to a new location.
Both of these villages face the same problem with landslides, as the land here shifts downward at a rate of 22 centimeters a year. However, for residents of Kayu village who only recently relocated to this current area, following the construction of Deji Reservoir, the idea of moving once again at first proved to be very unpopular.
We sent our 83 questionnaires to the registered residents of Kayu village. We only received 5 responses and only 3 of them agreed to relocate.
However, many had a change of heart in the summer of 2012. Heavy rains on June 10, 2012 knocked out the road to Kayu village, leaving residents cut off from the rest of the island. As well, not far from the village, a large part of the land simply collapsed into the river below.
Experts have surveyed the area and have found that there is no imminent danger, but that doesn't mean that the danger doesn't exist. And for residents, safety is the most important consideration now.
The 172 households of the two tribes perhaps will relocate to the Fushou Mountain agriculture area at an estimated cost of $16 million. But a timeline for relocation has yet to be formalized, and in the meantime, residents remain on their guard for potential dangers ahead.
In our next report, we meet two senior recycling volunteers, 90-year-old Hong Huo Wang and 87-year-old Ran Chen Cai. In spite of their advanced age, the seniors say that they will continue to safeguard the planet by sorting recyclables.
At 6:45 a.m. in the morning, recycling volunteer Ran Chen Cai and his wife are already heading to Tzuji's recycling station.
Before, we didn't have much to do at home and we saw Dai TV promoting environmentalism and recycling, so we went to our local Tzuji recycling station and asked a Tzuji sister if we could join them.
In less than 30 seconds, Ran has taken the plastic ring off this bottle. What is his secret? In the past, Ran would use a pair of scissors to cut off the plastic rings. Since it wasn't efficient enough, he came up with this new tool. Although at an advanced age, Ran says he will continue sorting the recyclables because it is the right thing to do. Also doing his share in safeguarding the environment is 90-year-old Hong Huo Wang. Whether it is picking up recyclables or stacking cardboards, there is nothing he cannot do.
Mr. Hong comes to our recycling station very often. In the morning, he will always go to another recycling point to pick up recyclables before coming here.
For the past 14 years, Hong Huo Wang has dedicated himself wholeheartedly to the recycling station. But we know that safeguarding our environment is the right thing to do. Regardless of age, everyone can help by practicing recycling.
Tzuji volunteer Cai Tiansen, who is a former drug addict, goes around schools in Taiwan to promote an anti-drug campaign. Through sharing his personal life story, the volunteer hopes to keep the students on the right path in life. One of the schools Cai recently visited is the Dongming Junior High School in Yunlin County. As Dongming Junior High School students watch Breaking the Waves, a mini Da'ai drama series, the real-life character Cai Tiansen surprises them with his appearance.
Do you see it? It's shaking. It is a nerve system disorder.
Now a Tzuji volunteer, Cai uses his personal experience to let the students know of the consequences of drug addiction.
My arteries are thinner, which means I have higher chances of suffering from a stroke.
Having Cai Tiansen promoting the anti-drug campaign in their school, students are learning a precious life lesson.
We should stay away from drugs.
Once you are addicted to drugs, others will not respect you or your family.
The teachers also find learning how detrimental drugs are to human body from a former drug addict a valuable lesson.
In fact, I think having the volunteer come share his personal experience has a great effect on the children. I think it's wonderful.
Tzuji volunteers designed video clips from teenagers' point of view and show them how one's appearance can change before and after taking drugs to remind them not to fall into the trap. We stay in Taiwan at the end of today's program. Tzuji volunteers in Penghu were invited by Wang'an Elementary School to promote environmental concepts to its students. Apart from teaching teachers and students ways to categorize recyclables, volunteers also make sure they get hands-on experience at sorting garbage. We'll leave you with these images. Thank you for tuning in. Goodbye.